Imagine you're younger, watching broadcast television with your family, having a good time. Then you see advertisements for this new channel. It seems so bizarre seeing these weird characters with a level of quality of animation that you've never seen before other than Looney Tunes or old Disney movies. Then comes this weird logo, Nickelodeon, with an orange splat. You think, didn't they used to make live action content? Oh well, I've gotta watch that when it comes on. Well, little did you know, this would be the golden age for the legendary channel Nickelodeon. In my documentary, I'll be talking about the golden age of Nickelodeon and what led them to making the jump from live action to animated shows.
Well, for years, the cable television industry has been talking about two-way TV systems where viewers could actually talk back to their TV set. You see, I can't hear you. Until today, that concept has been mostly a dream.
A $10 million investment by the Warner Cable Corporation opened in Columbus today. Cube is a major expansion of traditional cable television. Subscribers to the new service will get the 10 regular cable channels, plus 10 new channels with a variety of local programming, and 10 premium channels where first-run movies, sports, and other events will be shown on a pay-as-you-watch basis. The whole marketing concept is geared to show potential subscribers that Cube is not regular television.
Originally, Nickelodeon was not even called Nickelodeon. They were actually called C3 under the Cube brand in Columbus, Ohio. They used to air Pinwheel exclusively from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. around 1977.
Well, Smitty, old friend, I've got a great idea for a story for you. You're gonna love it.
Well, I hope so, Ebenezer. What's your idea?
Well, it's all about how I hate worms. I can just see the headlines now. Ebenezer T. Squint hates worms. And then right underneath you can put a big picture of the world's #1 worm hater, me. Well, what do you think of it? Pretty unusual stuff, huh?
Yes, it's unusual to say the least, Ebenezer. However, I'm afraid it is not news.
Not news?
No, you've hated worms all your life.
So?
Well, so what's new about that? News has to be new, or it isn't news.
Well, what is it then?
Old. And I don't run an olds paper. I run a newspaper.
Fiddlesticks.
Hello, buddy.
Soon enough, C3 earned enough money to become its own channel. They needed some kind of name in order to distinguish themselves from Cube, who they'd been associated with quite some time up to this point. They landed on the name Nickelodeon, being a portmanteau of the US 5-cent coin, nickel, and Odeon being a Greek word for a roofed-over theater. They acquired some other shows as Pinwheel proved to be popular, such as Video Comic Book, America Goes Bananas, Nickel Flicks, and By the Way. Despite this sounding like a good thing for them, becoming their own channel had downsides for them as well. They were operating at a loss of roughly $10 million per year, despite them having successful programming such as You Can't Do This on Television, which, fun fact, was the origin of the iconic green slime that we associate with Nick to this very day. Their growth had stunted. After firing management staff, they had hired new staff like Fred Seibert and Alan Goodman, who both had backgrounds in MTV. They decided to completely rebrand Nickelodeon as the first kids network. The real question was, is this the right move, or will it mark the end for Nick? Immediately upon joining, Fred and Alan began hiring animators, writers, and producers to create channel IDs for the newly reformed network, creating many new logos for the company. They began taking show pitches in order to have a lineup of shows ready for their rebranding, and to say that this worked would be an understatement. Soon enough, their first 3 shows aired: Ren and Stimpy, Doug, and Rugrats. All 3 of these shows would gain critical reception from families all around the world, with Doug being sold off to Disney, and Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy leaving a legacy that can still be felt on the channel to this very day. These shows were so good, they not only were being watched by children, but also teens and adults alike, gaining lots of viewership for Nickelodeon and kept in check the other growing channels such as Cartoon Network and the Disney Channel. It's safe to say that Nickelodeon during this time was very unique and experimental. It's the biggest reason why I love them so much to this day, along with millions of other adults and kids alike around the world. Although Nickelodeon during this time was doing very well for themselves, better than they ever have up to this point, it would be very negligent of me to fail to bring up the mammoth of a show that would start production in 1997 and air on Nickelodeon on May 1st, 1999 by Steven Hillenburg. I'm of course talking about SpongeBob SquarePants.
Hey, everybody!
Nickelodeon's newest, spongiest, square-pantsiest Nicktoon!
Pretty cool, huh?
SpongeBob SquarePants, only on the best place to turn for new tunes in your Nickelodeon!
Oh, boy! Now's my chance!
SpongeBob SquarePants is coming in July! Be there and be square!
Look at me! I'm naked!
It's safe to say that Nickelodeon has left far more of an impactful legacy once they switched to making original programming. And that's a good thing. As previously mentioned, they mean a lot to me, and I want them to succeed despite their many ups and downs in the future years of the company. Currently, due to the rise of subscription services, television has been on a downward spiral in terms of viewership, and this is not any different for Nickelodeon. Hopefully they could think of new and innovative ways to bring the viewership to the channel, or move to a subscription-based channel entirely and just go along with the tide. Whatever they decide to do, I will be along for the ride, for I want to see what the future holds for our slime-filled network for years to come. Hey, this is me saying, this is just completely unscripted, but I just want to thank you just for sitting through the whole video and watching it. It was a lot of fun to make this video. I definitely want to do some more in the future. But that's about it. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day, night, evening, I don't know, whatever time it is when you're watching this. And I'll see you next time, I suppose. Well, thank you. Bye-bye.